Rapper Boosie Badass was just cleared of all the charges against him for a felony gun possession charge on Friday. A federal judge in San Diego dismissed his whole case. You could see Boosie leaving the courthouse wiping tears from his eyes. And then he said, 90% of people thought I was going to prison, but God had a different plan. Boosie initially faced state charges for being a felon in possession of a firearm after he was arrested during a traffic stop in May of 2023. Police said they found him and a companion with 2 loaded handguns in their car. According to prosecutors, a San Diego police officer was reviewing the social media of what they say was a local gang member when he spotted Boosie with the handle of a pistol in his waistband. At the time, Boosie was in San Diego to perform and shoot a music video. The state charge was dismissed back in June of 2023. But as Boosie exited the courtroom, he was arrested by federal agents and handed an identical charge in federal court. The U.S. District Judge, Kathy Ann, an Obama appointee, presided over the federal case. Boosie's case ultimately came down to a decision that was overturned in the Ninth Circuit Court involving a man named Stephen Shorty Duarte. Like Boosie, Duarte was picked up by police for having a gun. Duarte's case went to trial, where a jury found him guilty of being a felon in possession of a firearm. Duarte appealed, claiming the government violated his Second Amendment rights. The Ninth Circuit sided with Duarte, agreeing that the government failed to find historical analogs for permanently denying Duarte's rights to have a gun after he had served time in jail for prior non-violent offenses. The U.S. Supreme Court decision that struck down New York's restriction on carrying concealed guns. That case was decided in 2022. The U.S. High Court ruled that gun restrictions must be consistent with historical firearm regulations from the 18th and 19th century, when the Second Amendment was first enacted. In light of the Ninth Circuit's decision, Boosie filed a motion to dismiss his case like Duarte, and he also prevailed. And Boosie was happy, as he should be.
I'm lost for words right now, man. Take me a trip cross country, bro. Go to about 3 different countries. God good, boy. He'll make a way out of no way, bro, man. That nigga love me, bro. Finna take me a trip, bro. Everything coming back around. Finna get my rights back, my gun rights back. My pawn money back. I'm grateful, bro. Thank you, God.
And we think about it, people. This man did his crime, did his time, got out and got on the straight and narrow. Yeah, he got caught with a pistol, but we have to think about this. In his line of business, doesn't he need one? It would just be like any other person that's not into the entertainment business. Say me, I open up a liquor store, but I'm an ex-felon. I'm going to need a gun inside that liquor store in case somebody want to rob it or whatever. So I should be allowed to get me some kind of self-defense. I have to have self-defense. I have to have me something to defend my business. And like these rappers and stuff, they're a brand. They're a business themselves. They're a walking business. And they go to different cities and states and they perform. So they have to have protection. Just like anybody else that has a brick and mortar building, you still have to have some sort of protection. Yeah, you can have your own security, but you should be part of your security as well, especially when you're an independent. Like I say, if I own a liquor store, I'm an independent. So say I can't hire people, I can't hire security and whatever. So who's going to protect the business? It has to be me. And also, think about this. When you go to prison, it's really not called prison. It's called the Department of Corrections. So if it's the Department of Corrections and I go and do my time and I get out and do my probation on my parole and I do it all cleanly, when does all this be a thing of the past? You know what I'm saying? 100 years or never. Somewhere in there, it has to become a thing of the past. And in my humble pie, I put it like this. If a person did some things, got out of prison, and they've been out, I'll just throw a number. Okay, you've been out 10 years on the straight and narrow. You finished your parole or probation, but then you did 10 years straight and narrow. You should be able to get all your rights back. Because let's think of the name, people. The name is called Department of Corrections. So if this is the department that corrects us, when do we get our rights back after we do something? And we went to the rehabilitation, which is the Department of Corrections. It rehabilitated me to correct myself. But now when do I become now free, really free, which really free is I get all my rights back? That's the $1 million question. So something like this is not more so just about Bootsy. It's about other people that have got their life on the straight and narrow, but they still haven't got their rights back. So when does a person get their rights back? And how does a person get their rights back? Because we know different states have different laws for this thing, which they should have one overall law for it in my humble pie. Like I said, 10 years, hey, you get all your rights back because you were able to go 10 years without doing nothing, stayed out of trouble. That means you learned your lesson. You went to the Department of Corrections and you got corrected. And now you should be able to have the same rights as everybody else. So in that, we have to look at things like that. And those are the things that I'm really about fighting for. Things that really, really make sense. See, that's something that really, really makes sense. When does a person get their rights back after they done became an outstanding citizen? And that's the $1 million question. And now let's hear from Bootsy.
It's over with. God good, sucker ass niggas. Hating ass, bitch ass niggas.
And with that, I'm going to say this is the news in you. North, east, west, south, unite from every alley in Cali, intersection and back street. Subscribe to the channel and hit the thumbs up on your way out the door.
Star Child, I never
seen the sunshine like this.
I never
Never seen the moon glow like
Hey yo, I
this.
never
Never seen the waterfalls like this.
I never